Hi there, thanks for joining me today. Happy Saturday. If you don't follow me on Instagram, just to let you know, our little Kirby, her test on Thursday went very well. We were very relieved to get good news from her. She had an intensive ultrasound scan of her liver from a specialist. Even dogs have specialists. And the two nodules that were there 3 weeks ago have, they suspect, just been reabsorbed. So they must have been some kind of little tiny pocket of infection or something. Some kind of reaction to the shock that she had gone through. And so there was no need to do a needle aspiration. Because if they were still there, they were prepared to do a needle aspiration to see if they were a benign cyst or whether they were cancer. And so there just wasn't even any need to do that because her little liver is looking good. So that was good news, which we were very grateful for. And thank you to everyone who's been sending all their love to our little fluffy friend, although her poor little belly is naked right now. They shaved it right off, but she couldn't care less. She's just she's very comfortable in her little body. Showing off all 8 of her little private areas there. Anyhow, I have a tiny little thrift haul, and then we're going to get to work. I think this part is boring, but a lot of you apparently enjoy it, and we're going to be turning that pile right there into folios and signatures for Shakespeare. So, and I am craving, it's been a while, but I am craving a lacy little journal with flowers and I don't know, just flowers and bugs and pretty ladies and lace and ribbons and well, we'll see where it takes us. So, so we're going to do that, but first we're going to I'm just going to show you a few little things that I got at the thrift store yesterday. So, hold on. Okay, so I only got 3 things. And one of them will open together here. Whenever I see a bag of lace that's the color I like, I just grab it and take a chance. And there was a woman in front of, in the craft section of this one particular thrift store, they just throw all the rolled up fabric swatches and they bag their lace like this into this one little lower shelf bin type thing. And she was right in front of it, and she was, I hope she was looking at the fabric swatches, because I might have really bumped my way in there and said, excuse me for a second, and reached over across in front of her and grabbed this bag. I spotted it far away, but the way the shelf was set up, there was no way to go around here and sneak in and get it. Anyhow, I hope I wasn't rude. I did say, excuse me, I am Canadian. But she did continue looking at fabric. I was quite relieved. But you know what? It's sometimes thrifting can be a dog-eat-dog world. Every man for himself, every junk journaler for herself. Oh yes, okay, my kind of lace. I think this might have to go into our new little Shakespeare. That's a lovely little frilly lace. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And let's take a look-see, shall we? imagine the text block is full and she's just got lots of this peeking out the edge. Oh yes, I'm a happy, happy girl. Okay, all right, and for $1.99, oh my goodness, look at all this. There's enough to share here. That's always nice. All right, well, I'm going to stuff it back in here for now. I'm always happy when whoever it is that decided they didn't need any more, they bought way too much, creamy colored lace and decide to donate it. I'm glad they do. Because this is my favorite color to work with. This color, I can never go wrong with any of the journals that I'm working with. This will always suit it nicely because it goes nicely with tea-dyed paper. And of course, I try to put in a lot of blank tea-dyed paper into my journals. Sometimes they can get in the way of me putting in fun pages, and you need the fun pages, or else what's the fun of it calling it a junk journal if there's no junk in it? So there we go. Let's toss you over there. I have lots of music, but I really like busy sheet music. And especially when there's no words, and this is perfect. So it looks like it's Johann Strauss and Walzer, so maybe it's waltzes. And maybe that's why the music is so busy, because look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I'm just very, very happy with these. So I thought I had decided, Catherine, no more music. But I changed my mind. And we're allowed to. I'm seeing a lot of copyright 1959 down here. 1959, 1959. Yeah, I'm seeing copyright 1959 a lot. And certainly the cover definitely looks like a 1959-ish cover printed in West Germany. 79 cents, well worth it. So happy to get that. Maybe we'll sneak a little of this into Shakespeare. Oh yeah. It must be 1959. That staple is rusted. There we go. I have to be very careful with staples. With my little friend that noses around in here, if these end up on the floor, it could be deadly. So I'm very careful with things like pins, staples, wiry things like that, and I'm also extremely careful with thread. Alright, let's take one of these out, and I'll put it over on that pile, and I can put this away. Now, of course, I needed another book, like a hole in my head. Oh, I'm dropping things. But look how pretty the embossing is, and it's red, and it's the correct red. I don't know if the camera is showing what a nice red this is, but it's a beautiful red, and it's George Eliot. Adam Bede. I've never heard of this book. I mean, I've heard of George Eliot. She's famous. But Adam Bede, I don't know. Anyhow, it's so lovely. It's got beautiful illustrations in it. And it's in such nice condition that I thought, oh, I bet this is 1960s. And there's a few illustrations inside, a few colored plates, very pretty ones. But no, 1926. I was delighted to see 1926. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So come on. I couldn't say no to this. Book third. Oh, isn't that cute? Oh, this one's going to be fun. And I'll just add it to my two full double-decker red shelves. You know what? The heart wants what it wants. And I wanted this embossed book. That's, oh, I might use one of the, oh my, someone's getting thrown out. Might use one of the plates. That's pretty. And that could be made a little smaller and put it inside. If I can get one of them to fit nicely inside this cover, that would look really nice. And then I could put a tiny little framed painting of some sort on the cover, because I mean, look at that spine. That's just, oh. Anyhow, I had to have it. So now, as ever, I got my measurements done for Shakespeare, and it's in such nice shape for the age of it. I mean, 1885. This is an old book, and it's in lovely condition. No, it is not precious, so if you're new here, don't be panicking, thinking, oh, she's cutting up a precious book. No, I'm not. This book is a very common book, and I always check. So, and it will now have more life as a journal, and it will have a pretty life as a journal. So, of course, I made my template. Do you think it's here? And when I find it, you'll go, how did you miss that? You wrote all over it. Because I always write all over it, because I lose it. The paper is not that terrific. It's quite cracky. And so I'm going to have to reinforce all the folios that I want to use to put in. I want to put one in each signature from the original text block. And the paper itself is quite cracky. Is that an official junk journaling term we are allowed to use? The end papers are so pretty, and I was able to get them out with ease. And I think what I'm going to do is create tuck spots out of the end papers because they're very, very pretty. And that way, this part is still usable. I don't even have to bother with end papers. These will be just like what Nancy did in one of her recent books. She was able to salvage the end papers and put them to use. Not very often I have good luck in that situation, but this time I did. Seriously, do you think I can find my template? Hold on, because I'm wasting time looking for a template. Ta-da! Told you, I write template all over it so that I know. And then I also, because I will end up with folios laying around everywhere from out of the text block, and then I never know, did I remember to trim it or not? And so I always write myself a note that says, already trimmed, so that when I'm measuring to make sure I've got my folios the correct size for the ones that are full size, because I don't mind if they're smaller, I just don't want them to be bigger. Anyhow, all the little things that I have to do to deal with my brain and its functioning capacity right now. So, these I will do later off camera. These are simply a matter of fortifying the cracked and broken folds. So I'll put those aside for now, so they will be going in. Oh, 7 signatures I decided upon. The spine is 1 1/4 inches wide. So they usually say one signature per 1/4 inch. I like to add more, and I like it uneven. So normally that would call for 5. I'm going to do 7. I think I could safely do 9, would be very pretty too, but I'm going to do 7 because I want to use some of that lace. I want to use some other lace. Sometimes down in the middle signature, I like to run a wider lace, so there's a bit of they sort of work themselves up to a wide lace in the middle and then back down to the regular size lace. So I still want to make sure I have lots of journaling pages, and I still haven't gotten around to tea dyeing 8.5 by 11 papers. I need to get back into that habit. So I've been raiding my legal sized tea dyed paper, which I have tons of. And the good thing about it is that it gives me an offcut, and I can put an offcut in every single signature. And just for fun, I rounded the corners of the offcuts. So that gives me 2 blank pages right there. And there are some pages that I consider blank because this is completely writable. I have some old lined paper from a writing pad that I will use, and it's still in quite nice condition. Let's just get that off of there. So this will be good. So let's get some of these together. So there's 3. I love this. This is the type of notepads that I always see them using. The few times that I've needed a lawyer, they always pull out these long yellow. Okay, I don't know where I cut myself off there. I guess I'll find out when I splice this back together. But my phone, I record with my phone, and it started ringing. But it was also more good news. It was the veterinarian, the specialist from yesterday, because Kirby had some blood work done. And her blood work just came back, and they were quite sure of this yesterday. Like, they felt so sure of it. They said, we don't think there's going to be any issues. And sure enough, her blood work came back absolutely perfect. So, you had perfect blood work. Well done. Thumbs up for Kirby's blood. She's staring at me like, why are you talking, baby? Talk to me, lady. Just because my stomach is shaved. It's not a reason to talk, baby. Talk to me. Anyhow, so let's get back to where we were. I will restart my timer so I don't talk too long. So I want 7 pages. I think we can get 2 folios from each of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I found a few. Let's put in one of these ledger. 6. And then, this one's nice and grungy. This is from a check, checking register book, and we'll at least get these ones ready. So everyone does theirs differently. Let's do these yellow ones first. Let's see. Like I said, I don't mind if they're, so it's, I don't mind if they are not as wide as the template, because I enjoy different sizes of papers in my journals. So now I want to show you what I'm doing here, because I want to be able to get 2 folios out of this long piece. You'll see here I've got a pencil mark just underneath that blue line, because I don't want the top blue line to be at the top of that page. So I'll show you what I mean when I cut it. I'm going to line it up and make sure that I just barely miss it. And then it won't be in the on the paper, and it'll look like the paper was just absolutely meant to be for this journal. I think I might do the same for the bottom this time. I'm actually going to cut that blue line off as well. So let's just line that up there. We'll get 2 done at once. Can I help you? Is one of your toys under there? She's trying to get something out from underneath my little side table here. I'm going to pause because I bet there's a toy under there. No toy. She's just decided to that she wanted a bit of time for her, and that's okay. I gave her a scratch and a little snuggle. Okay. All right, so let's fold these up, and this will give us 4, which is nice. So I hope you're all doing well. I'm certainly doing better than I've done in 3 weeks. There we go. Oh, hold on. I like that. wide side on it. Let's see if that other one does too. Because I always like if there's a wide side. There is. Oh, I didn't even bother to check the other side. I assumed it was blank. But it wasn't. Those clever lawyers. Alright, so there we go. There's 4. Now this will be too long. So I'm going to trim it. Although I could fold it up and make a tuck spot. How wide is it? It's definitely too wide. So let's trim it at least this way, and then I can decide if we're going to tuck it. We might as well make use of its the full width. So 4. I wasn't counting right. I didn't think. I don't want that line showing. I'm just going to push it just past the line. But I'm still going to, the original page of this, they're huge. I can usually get several folios from one. But the original page itself had rounded corners. So in the spirit of the original page, I find I like to round the corners. Why not? Now, let's see if we want to fold this up. So where was I? I hope you are all doing well. I am ecstatic right now. We are doing, I just texted hubby at work, so he's very happy too. So there. So this is the kind of thing that I will probably maybe stitch around and have fun with it. Now, this ledger paper, it's vintage, it's from the 40s. I want that tab sticking out. So I am going to do a fold there. And then I'm also going to fold that over. I think I'm going to shorten this page here and fold it. You'll see. Trust me on this, okay? You just got to trust me on it. So it's going to be a shorter page. I want a clear ruler. Oh, I know exactly. I know exactly what I did with my terrage ruler that I can't find. And we made this new one together, if you recall, because I was working in my other journal, my own journal this morning, and I was using this ruler, and I caught myself. I almost threw it in my blue box, and I bet that's what I did with that other terrage ruler. I bet I chucked it into my blue box. If I don't know what color your recycle bins are, but ours are blue. I just want to make sure that See, yeah, I don't think that's even. I'm going to, there, it's going down the center. There we go. All right. When I say blue box, I mean my paper recycle box that I keep under my desk. So now what I'm going to do here is I have to erase these pencil marks while I think of it, or else I see it later and it's this is going to create a shorter page, but I think it will enhance how really cute these holes are, and it will show that it really is from a ledger book. Now I want to erase my pencil lines. There we go. So see what I mean? It's shorter. I don't mind that. It just makes for an interesting page. Now this is also from a pad of old paper because it's, I don't know if it's showing up on the camera, but it is yellowed, naturally yellowed. Oh, that couldn't be more perfect. So I'm just going to fold it in half now and cut it folded. That makes my job easier. So this is, I'm sure it's vintage for it to already be yellowed without any help from Mr. Tim Holtz and his inks. It's nice if I can get a few out of this. And it's nice and thin. So I want it up here. And then I want to cut it again right at that blue line so that it looks intentional. There you go. You. And then I don't want that blue line showing. There we go. All right. So let's see. How many have we got here? I still want more. But I've got lots of fun pages to go into. So as ever, I've pulled way more than I need. But the front page from the text block that I want to use, I should put it somewhere safe because I know I'm going to throw it in my blue box. It has a cute little owl on it. I guess it's from the Henry Holt & Company. That must be their logo. So I found a page of owls out of, I don't know, probably a Peterson book I've got on the shelf. It was already pulled out. It looks like I had intended for it to go in another journal, and it ended up getting pulled out to make, it was already being alligator mouthed before I was even done. Those are little nuthatches. No wonder I chose that page. I love little nuthatches. They like to eat upside down. So if you've ever seen a nuthatch bird feeder, the holes are underneath the stick. The stick sticks out and the hole is down there. It's because they land on the stick and then they hang themselves upside down and they eat. Little crazy wackos. I can't imagine the heartburn I'd get eating upside down. Oh, all right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's put you aside for now. And what I'll do is I'll get these in now, and I'll split up these yellows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right. So, and that way, they start off even. My signatures start off with an even amount. Oh, there goes my timer. Talking too much as ever. Let me turn that off. Yes, I hear you. They start off with an even amount of papers. But by the time I'm done, some papers are thicker than others. Like, for example, this will be thicker because it has a tip out. Tea-dyed paper is thicker. Some papers, like I have a few pages out of a tiny little Bible that I'm going to put in from Ecclesiastes, and it's very thin. So it starts off with the intention of having the same number of pages, but they never ever end up having the same number of pages per signature. Oh, I like that, with the end sticking out. I'm trying to tell myself that because it's going to be a book mostly on nature, that the N stands for nature. Let's just tell ourselves that, okay? And there, that one gets it. See, and that one will be heavier too. That flip up will bulk up this signature. There we go. So, it's just not exciting, but time and again, after doing a video of paper pulling and choosing and such, I will get comments that say, I love watching you decide what papers to use. So let me just do a very quick what else might go in. So I'm dropping things here. So I think I want to put in this tea-dyed receipt or account balance or whatever. I love the holes in this. I love to at least have one folio that has holes either along this side or up there. These ones are neat because it's ledger. It's got lines going. If you have to be able to write this way, I don't mind writing this way in a journal. So sideways lines don't bother me. The owl. I want to put in a page. I've got a couple of pages from an old butterfly watcher's book from 1929, I think. I wrote it down, yes, 1929. I think I'd like to use that. I want to use a page, and I've got to figure out where I'm going to cut it from the folios that Anna sent me last week. So I want to put one of these in. And of course, a little Edith must go in. I have a page, or a book called, I think, Seasons of Birds. And so I'm not sure. This one's still on my maybe. I love this one. This one's from a really old Wildflowers book. I'd like to maybe put that in. I definitely want to put in some of the music that I got yesterday. Oh, here's a little page out of, nope, this one is out of a little, is it a little dictionary? Or is it little from the back of a book, maybe? And it looks like it already was destined for another journal and got pulled out for someone else's use. But I do have one here from Ecclesiastes. This is going to go in from the Alexandra Hotel. Camille, I believe you sent this to me. Another page out of a different Wildflowers book. I love when you can find black and white pages as well. This, I've got a whole bunch of pages out of last year's bullet journal. I don't know. Obviously, this is all way too much. By the next time we get together, you'll see what made it and what ended up back into my... There you are, Ecclesiastes. So we'll see. It will be a surprise. Thanks for joining me today. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And we will get together soon. And like I said, I'll be able to show you. These will have been in the press hopefully by then. Hopefully tonight they'll go in my little press and get 3,600 pounds pushed down on her and make her nice and skinny. Maybe I'll take a before and after picture so you can see the difference pressing your signatures makes. Take care. We'll talk soon. Bye.